A friend of mine asked me about ExpressLRS receivers and transmitters. I had never worked with them, and they're fairly inexpensive compared to a lot of other ones, so I ordered this one just so I could play with it, put it on a rover and stuff. This is the transmitter model for the JR Bay in the radio I have, TX16S, and this is the receiver. Really small. I love the ceramic antenna on it, so I don't have to worry about mounting antennas in the wings and stuff. So this does appeal to me for various reasons. Let's look at the firmware and upgrade it and see if we can get it going. We'll go ahead and put the module into the JR Bay in the back of the radio. We'll turn the radio on.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Then we'll go into the models for that particular model. We'll go down to external RF. That's where it is in the JR Bay. And we'll set that perimeter to crsf and hit enter. We can back out of that. Now if you look on the back, our module is functioning. It won't until it'll be completely dark until you set crsf in the external bay, and that powers it up. The first thing we need to do is to download the ExpressLRS configurator from this page right here. I'll put this in the description. And we can go down here and open up assets. And for me, I need to select this, and we'll have it. Now we'll browse to where that file appears on our computer and double click it to install it. I always do it for anyone, and I usually choose the default file location. I'll speed up this install in post. After it's installed, I just leave this Run ExpressLRS Configurator checked and click Finish. You can go ahead and close your download area. Come into this configurator, go to Device Category, and type in the type of radio that you're going to use. I'm going to use a Radio Master, and the only selection for me is 2.4 gigahertz. And then here I want to choose the Radio Master TX16X internal. This is my only TX16S. I'm going to be actually using it in the external drive. But what you want to do by getting these two set up is you want to download the Lua script right now. And there we go. Here it is. And I'll drop that in my download subdirectory. Save there. Now you can actually close this configurator, because now you want to get that script into your radio. I powered up my radio, and these two windows open. We don't need the firmware one. But right here, we need to take that file that we downloaded, the Lua script, this one. I want to cut it from there, copy it, whichever way you want to do it. Go down to your radio drive, and inside Scripts, Tools is where we want to drop it. I actually already have it in there. We'll just go ahead and replace it here. Then you can power your radio back down. Whoops, we'll go in here. This has more to do with the radio. I'll eject it and then power it back down. So now we'll go into the radio. We'll go into our Lua scripts. ExpressLRS right there. And we go down to where it says Wi-Fi connectivity and enable Wi-Fi. Now you can set the radio down. With the radio in Wi-Fi mode, we come into our computer settings, network, Wi-Fi, show available networks, and you'll see ExpressLRS TX. Click that. I don't want to connect automatically. Click connect. The security code is ExpressLRS. It's all lowercase. It's one word, ExpressLRS. Next. And that brings up a browser page, but we have to go to the address 10.0.0.1 to connect. This all has to do with my antivirus. I click here. You can do several things. You can connect with a USB cable to upgrade this thing. You can connect with Wi-Fi in several different ways. The easiest way is to set up a new home network and connect it to your home network, so it'll connect to your access point, and then you can use it from any computer, cell phone, anything in the house. So if we click right here, we'll see mine's a Netgear router, and I'll give it my Wi-Fi password. And click confirm. Now it's set up to connect to my Netgear 2.4 system. And it says here to use this address, elrs_tx.local, to connect to it in the future. So we can go ahead and shut this down. You'll notice now it's disappeared from, no, it still appears over here. It won't now. Well, it does. Just wants to make me out a liar, doesn't it? But what you can do, and I'm going to power down the radio. I'm going to power it back up.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And I don't think you need to see this on the screen, but again, we go into ExpressLRS and down to Wi-Fi connectivity, and we enable the Wi-Fi. Now it's connected to the home access point, so we can go back into our browser and we can use that address it gave us, which was elrs_tx.local, and boom, we're right back connecting to it. We don't need that. Now we're going to go into the configurator, and again we'll have to put in our targets. Radio Master 2.4 gigahertz. It is in the external bay, truthfully, and so we did download Lewis script, but because it's on our Wi-Fi network now, we can click Wi-Fi right here. Come down here, select regulatory domain that isn't the EU version, binding phrase. I typed in a binding phrase. But now you'll see network devices down here. You can click select here, and we're going to install release 3.2.1, which is the most current version. Down here we can click build and flash now. It's connected to the device via Wi-Fi. It's building its firmware for this particular radio, and then it's going to flash it, and it says right here upload success complete. So I can actually click back here, close this, power down my radio, power it back up.
Welcome to OpenTX.
I guess you do need to see this. Then we can go back into the ExpressLRS Lua, and right down here at the bottom you'll see we're now on the current version 3.2.1. while we're here, we'll just go back into Wi-Fi connectivity, enable the Wi-Fi again, and set this back down. And again, we can go back to that address of elrs_tx.local, and we can pretty much do whatever we want to in the future here. But right here we can verify that's the Happy Model Pro 2.4 gigahertz transmitter, firmware 321. So that's pretty much how you update the transmitter. The receiver is just a bit different. And what I've done here, because I didn't want to start sorting stuff, I've connected the ground and voltage on this little transmitter to my bench power supply, being very, very careful not to let anything touch, not let anything touch where it shouldn't. Now I'm going to turn on the bench power supply, and I'm only giving it 5 volts DC. And you can see I start with a slow blinking LED. Now, after a time period, which I don't know what it is, this receiver doesn't receive any information from a transmitter. It's going to give up, and then it's going to go into Wi-Fi mode itself, and that'll be signified by a quickly flashing LED. I'll go ahead and remove this delay in post. There we go. It switched over to rapid flashing, and it's in Wi-Fi mode. So now we'll go back to the computer and just leave this sitting here as it is. I'm going to show you how to flash the receiver, but I found some quirkiness with it, and we'll get into that in time here. So we're going to do this the same way we did the transmitter to start with. You're going to go into Settings, Wi-Fi, go to your Wi-Fi networks, show available networks. It's ExpressLRS RX. Again, I'm not going to connect automatically. And my security key is ExpressLRS, one word, lowercase. And once we have that connection, we can go into our configurator. Give it a target. This time we're going to be targeting the Happy model. I don't have 900 megahertz. I have the 2.4 gigahertz. And this is a Happy model EP2. So this is for the EP1 and 2. I'll choose that. I'll choose Wi-Fi right here. And we'll scroll down and we can see here is our RX. This IP address. We'll select that. Click Build and Flash. If it goes doing its thing, compiling the build according to your configuration, uploading it, upload success. I can close this actually right now. Power down my receiver across the way on the bench. Give it a few seconds, don't want to shock it. Power it back up. I have to wait 60 seconds right now. I'll take care of this delay in post. And now that it's had its 60-second delay to come back up in Wi-Fi mode, we can go back into Settings, Network, Wi-Fi, Show Available Networks, ExpressLRS RX, Connect. I can pretty much. We'll give it just a second. Start a second. Go ahead and close this window and open my browser, but and again it's what, 10.0.0.1. There we are. So now that upgraded it to 3.2.1. This is me in post-production. At that point, we have everything upgraded to the current firmware and a full explanation of how to do it. But there is that step that I did on the transmitter where I connected it to the home network so it can be gotten to everywhere and upgraded and just worked with easily. Well, it isn't as easy in the receiver, and I went on and turned this little 15 minute video into like a 40-minute video with some explanations. I'm going to treat that as an advanced topic for this ExpressLRS setup and flashing and do a separate video on it. So that's all for today. Thank you guys so much.